Welcome to the closeout, week 10. James Lissaman, Community Basketball Manager.
Laurie McDaniel, Canterbury WILDCATS Coach.
Marty Davison, Referee Manager. Now stay tuned for this episode. We have a tease of a potential loss of keys that happened over the weekend. So stay tuned.
Very exciting stuff.
Bated breath. Yep.
You're up next.
Oh, sorry. Wow, this is going well. So the Wildcats took a loss to a very talented North Harbour team at home on Saturday, but having secured our Final Four spot, we get to take on North Harbour again on Saturday on their home court. It should be a great game though. We've both beaten each other by similar margins, so this weekend are going to be great. Final Four, the games are on Sky, which is great. Sky pop-up, the second and third, the game for third and fourth, and the game for first and second, they're on Sky, so that's going to be great.
Yes, also live stream, so BBNZ Facebook page will have it as well, I believe. Okay. But yeah, Sky as well, definitely.
Yep. Excellent.
On to the Miles Toda Men's Premier League. I've got two games to wrap up this week. First one, we've got Wolverines versus Gators. Wolves coming away with an 85-76 win. It was 54-50 in the third quarter. However, they went on a 15-5 run to blow the game wide open. Andrew Kellaway, again, 25 points, continuing his play, as you can see here. Stuart Erskine also good support there with 23. For Gators, Mclaughlin had 27, which is a good effort from him, and Matt Machewski chipped in with 14, so a big win for Wolves there. And the other game I've got to wrap up, UC fought off a gritty North Canterbury team who stuck with them for 2.5 quarters, sort of just ran out of legs towards the end of the game. Brent Fisher ended up with 24 points on the inside, and well supported by Josh Petermann with 21 points. And for NC, the ageless Nat Connell, still going hard, 18 points, played really well, and John Martin chipped in with 15 for NC, who went down 79-61.
Cool, cheers Marty. Other two games that we had played on the weekends. Pioneer played Lincoln University, used a 19-4 start and held on to win the game 78-64.
Good job, mate.
Ollie Davies, 19 points, 11 rebounds. Cam Cossey, 19 points, but they were not named as MVP of the game. Any guesses who?
Marty, did you get MVP?
Well, I don't know. We'll have a look at it.
10 points, you're correct. 13 rebounds from the point guard spot, 6 assists and 5 steals for Marty. Lincoln University, Ben Hall back over 20 with 28 points, 10 rebounds.
He was on fire. He was very
worried.
He was played really well. Yeah.
Jayden Chan with 10 points. And in the other game, very close one, Checkers 75-73 over Atami. Sam Riley had 28 points, 7 rebounds and hit 5 threes, including the go-ahead 3 for the lead. Fletcher Arnold 17 points and 9 rebounds, while for Atami, Kurt Fenion 23 and 9, and Derek Albertsen almost a triple-double. 21, 10 rebounds, 8 assists.
Wow. Ooh, that's a nice line. It's a nice stat line.
Yes.
Yeah. To the Miles Toyota Women's Prem, there was only one Women's Prem game this weekend. We had one deferral and one forfeit. Not a good outing for Women's Prem there. However, Wolves will be pumped up because they took a 62-45 win, first official win of the season for them. Back from college, Sabasa Nisbet with 20 points, and former Wildcat Pip Nolan had 16 for them. Jessica Baker had 11, and Alice Sproat also with 11 for HALSWELL. It was tied 32-all in the third, but then Wolves went on a bit of a run, 40-32, and then held the lead from there. So good job, Wolves. Way to go. I was going to howl like a wolf, but no.
They have that in the Southern Huskies over in the South
I won't do that.
McDonald's Thompson and Whelan Trophy competitions. We're again sticking with Christ College is the team we picked for Game of the Week after all their buzzer beaters. So this time we do have the clip of Josh Book winning against St Thomas's. Middleton Grange is hosting them at 7 o'clock. Women, the Whelan Game of the Week, also doubling up as the Phil Burns Cup Challenge as well. Kaya Boys at Christchurch Girls High School at 5:15. And then Cashmere, they'll be putting the Dowson Cup up for grabs against St Thomas's. And you can see a couple of dunks and nice plays here from their win over St Andrews, courtesy Jasper Sutcliffe, editing those clips for them at Cashmere Basketball.
Right. Marty, you want to interrupt with wrapping up this week, or
well,
are we just going to follow the actual script?
I was listening this time, and I now know we're just going to roll it through. So thank you for that. Anyway.
You're welcome. Good. Oh, it's me again.
It's kind of like episode 2.
I mean, I'm an ideas guy, not a
not a toy.
Anyway, so the Rams, who have a great record of 13-3, took a big win over the Super City Rangers. this Sunday, and that locks them in to play the Hawks at the Final Four. Yes,
Yep.
yes,
Yes,
Final
yep.
Four. So they do play the Saints. Good team, the Saints, coming down. So it'll be a good game. They play on, what day do they play? Friday. And so if you use the code RAMSFAN, you can get a good deal.
Yep, same one. Get a free child's ticket.
Free child's
Under
ticket.
18, so it's not just
Oh, you
primary
Ooh.
school. So
Right, under 18, that's actually pretty good. High schoolers, get in there and get that. And keep an eye out for the Hawks Final Four game on the game against the Hawk as well on Saturday.
Yep, so the Hawks game they're playing next week, July 20th, that Final Four match up, 6:30 p.m. They're locked into the night slot, so should be pumping at Horncastle Arena.
Excellent.
Very good. Marty's Minute.
Yeah.
There you go. Do you want to start the clock there, James? We'll try and get it done in a minute.
Sure.
Cool. So
We're dropping
today,
the ball all over the show today.
we're doing all right. We're doing all right. We're trying to get talking today about end of game situations. So we've had a few situations in the last sort of week and a bit that I've been watching around some games where players and teams are trying to do certain things, and us as referees is not sort of understanding what they're trying to do. So I've got a couple of good coaches here. So we'll talk to Laurie about when your team is down by, let's say, 2 or 3 points with under 24 seconds to go, and you don't have possession of the ball. What is your sort of main objectives as a coach? What are you telling your players on the floor?
Sure, I think people have different philosophies. Mine would be, especially if it's off a timeout and you're coming in off an inbound, you want to try and either steal, trap, deny, so you can get a steal right away.
Yep.
So for me, that would be the first 3 to 5 seconds. If you can get a steal, great, and then try and score that. And if you can't, then you're trying to foul. Ideally, you're fouling the worst free throw shooter,
Perfect.
so you're really playing good D on their better free throw shooter, but it can be difficult. And you're crossing lines sometimes when you're trying to foul.
Excellent.
And no foul is called, Marty.
Yes.
What happens there?
Is
Oh,
one
Marty's
minute.
minute.
That's okay. I think we can go a little bit longer with this. This is some good discussion.
It is good discussion,
Yeah.
Marty.
So yeah, very good points you made there, and I think the point that I got out of that was understanding that the players are trying to get a steal, obviously, to get the ball back, and if they can get the ball back, they have a chance to win the game. If they can't get a steal, by fouling a player, it actually extends the game and makes the game a bit longer and gives you more of a chance to win the game. And I like your point about how do we foul as a defensive player towards the end of the game, because I think sometimes players get a bit nervous that if they try and just grab someone or wrap someone, they might get called for an unsportsmanlike foul. So it's very important as referees, we can tell the players when we go into the court, hey guys, if you are trying to foul, let's make sure we go for the ball. So if someone's holding the ball in their hand, let's hit the arm of the player rather than wrapping up or doing sort of a hug or things like that. So
And to be fair,
Yeah.
as the offensive team,
Yep.
you know you're going to get fouled also.
Yes.
So often it's just you're aware that that's coming.
Yep.
You're holding the ball in
Yeah.
such a way
Yes.
that it shouldn't create scenarios
Exactly.
where there's a bit of...
yes, and if referees are knowing again what the players and coaches are trying to do, if we call that foul straight away, that's going to settle everything down. Players are going to be happy because the players fouled. Offensive players are going to be happy because they're shooting the free throws, and then the game can sort of carry on from there. So I think for us as referees, we need to just be a bit more aware of what the players are trying to do, and if we do see them fouling, let's get that on that whistle straight away to stop that sort of escalation towards the...
Does it
the
help,
game.
Marty, if as a coach
Yep.
I'm saying we're trying to foul,
I think
call
so.
the foul or
Yes,
something?
I think it would. I think
Before they actually foul.
Before-
So hey,
Yeah.
referees by the way.
yeah, and like you said,
If I'm saying foul them, foul them, foul them.
I think that would definitely help. Yeah, and
Okay.
referees should know as well. That's getting that heightened awareness. But I think if you do call that out, it's not going to be an issue. So sorry, I don't have any clips for that. I was at a couple of venues that didn't have Glory League, but I think we can all understand from what we're sort of saying that we can be a bit better in that area. So cool.
Thank you. Glory League game of the week, back to Middleton Grange, Nugent. This was a men's under 20 game. Gators White coming up against Checkers. There are pretty massive runs for both teams in the game. Gators took a 19-0-1 in the second quarter to grab the lead. Wiremu Waaka here, you can see 20 points for the Gators White team, including this steal and finish. Tom Hughes, my neighbour over the fence, also WILDCATS taxi squad member.
Yeah.
He ended up with 28.
Ooh.
And probably the best player of the game, this fantastic
pass,
no-look pass from Jayden Cameron. Wasn't intended for him, but because the pass was so good, it ended up bouncing to him and he scored the basket. Checkers battled back after being down by a bit. Game was tied at 79 apiece. Caleb Conyers, Tom's teammate from St. Bede's College, also taxi squad member, answered the call with this tough jumper to give them a 2-point lead. Gators timeout, had a chance to win it, but this 3-point attempt from Richard Hancox just off the front of the rim. It's the final score, Checkers 81, Gators White 79.
It was a nice close game. Moving tracks a little bit, the New Zealand under-19 men are currently at the FIBA World Cup and have had 2 games so far. First game was a loss to USA, which is a tough team to play first up, but you know, you go to World Cups, you want to play the best, so it's a good opportunity. But credit to the Kiwi boys, they came back in their second game against Senegal, and after the 4th quarter run, and they wiped out an 11-point
about 2
deficit.
minutes.
Yeah, they came back and took that game. Final score, I think they win by 2 or 4.
I think it was 2. Yeah, they blocked a shot at the end.
Yeah, it was 2.
2 points.
So they play again up next against Lithuania, I believe.
Yep.
So you can check that out on the FIBA website on social media and support the Kiwi boys.
No, definitely. Here we go. Here's your chance,
Awesome.
Marty.
Right, back to, hopefully you guys have been following us throughout this episode. We're going to go for a little story time about my keys that happened this weekend. So, as you can see from this clip here, I'm returning my keys into my bag right next to the floor controllers area where I leave my bag when there is a game on. Oh, that's probably shouldn't tell everyone where I leave my bag. That's not the best idea. Safely guarded by Kathy in the floor controllers area. So we have a few suspects that we thought my keys had gone missing after my game when I went to go to the car. Unfortunately, they weren't in there, so I was a bit concerned. Few suspects. We had John Grocott. He dropped off a parcel. We also had Rob Fisher's bike, who he parked his bike around the corner. I think he might have been one person that was around there.
Traded his bike for a car.
Yeah, so we have. So I ended up having to leave my car here overnight because I couldn't find them, which is a bit embarrassing. And then the next day, I had a call from Paula. Sort of asked me, are you sure you put the keys in your bag? And I said, well, why would I not put my keys in my bag? Of course I would have put it in there. Turns out that we have another referee with the same bag. So Tony Smith-Humwick had the same bag as me, and in my haste of putting my keys away, getting ready for my game, just popped them in her front pocket without knowing. So they spent a nice little sleepover at Tony's house, and as you can see here, these 2 clips that I've got from now, I finally welcome back with my car, 9:30 on Sunday night, and we're all safe and sound. So that's a terrible story, but we're good to put it on here. And thanks for staying tuned for my little tease, and here they are. Okay. So I'm very, very happy about that.
You're a good referee, Marty, right?
Yeah.
That's good. Don't give up your day. All right.
Very good. Let's go next.
Right, plays of the week here. So, before that, 3x3.exe Premier, round 4 this weekend, Saturday 1 p.m. with no men's Prem games on. Ara Institute of Technology in their gym there. UC and Lincoln University both leading clubs at the moment for the trip to Japan in September. And now, plays of the week.
Now we're finally on to the good stuff. So plays of the week, this one here, Andrew Kellaway gets the ball off the rebound, pushes it down the right-hand side. Nice wee handoff action, and then this finish is very unique. Wrong foot, wrong hand, facing the wrong way, and gets it to go with the left hand. So nice finish, AK. Well done.
My player of the week is Helen Matthews against talented harbour guard Taylor Dalton with a nice spin move there. She freezes Taylor and gets in and gets the 2 points, so buckets Helen.
Yes, no, I remember that one. Calling it a very nice move. My one, Connor Sullivan.
Lovely move for the ladies.
Yes,
lovely.
New into the Lincoln University team. Ben Hall, you can see here, saved the ball to Connor. He then runs a give and go with Patello Lopepe, and nice strong dunk to finish off the run.
Nice.
Awesome. Hey, big thanks to our sponsor for this week's show, the Rata Foundation. Steve and the crew do an awesome job with the community basketball initiative. So thanks very much to those guys for the continued support of Canterbury basketball. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Steve's a nice guy. Came into our office and met most of us last week. That's the end of week 10. So good job, good effort.
Great job, great effort. Pressure.
Outstanding job. Outstanding effort. Good work, team.
Cool. Thank you.